Welcome back to episode 26 of the Bold North Sports Podcast. It's a very somber day if you're like me and Cam, but on the other note, other people are very happy. We'll get to that later. As always, I'm with Cameron Mansky, my co-host, and one of my better friends.
Yes.
And how you doing today, Cam?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Today was full of a lot of excitement and surprising moves around the league of the NFL. We will get to that later. First of all, we are watching the Nuggets and the Raptors play. Not so much of an important game for both, but the Nuggets are close, obviously, with the Timberwolves, and the Wolves have been dropping a few games as of lately.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns is a big reason for our offense, and he's half of our offense with Anthony Edwards. And when you're a Minnesota sports fan, something has to go wrong. And, of course, it does. Cat tore his meniscus. What game did he even tear his meniscus in?
I have no idea.
He didn't play in the Pacers game, right?
No, he did not.
So it would have been the game before?
Yep. It's tough. Obviously, like you said, we can't have nice things when things are going our way. This season has definitely been historically one of the best we've ever had, comparing to the 2004 season. And now with Cat having I would say, obviously an all-star year. I mean, he made the all-star game. And this happens. I mean, there is a chance that he does come back. Well, I mean, there's a probable chance he does come back for the playoffs, assuming, obviously, we don't have a huge crash at the end of the season here. But there is a good chance that he does make it back for the playoffs. Not entirely sure which round that would be, assuming that hopefully we do advance a little bit further than anticipated, like the last few years. But it does suck, and it really, last night, 2 nights ago, was a good example of his absence.
Which game are you talking about?
It would have been the Lakers game.
Well, the Lakers game, we didn't have 3 starters, and all ESPN wanted to talk about with Anthony Davis dropping like 28 and 16. Like, cool. Rudy didn't play, Cat didn't play,
Right.
Monty didn't play. It's like you're starting scrubs. Kyle Anderson didn't play. I don't really care. They showed a good effort.
Yeah, and Nas had another great game too.
Yeah, Nas, yeah. I don't know, though, because now the one thing I will say is Carl getting hurt, it sucks, but I think it might be a look into the future because trading Cat now with the way Nas is playing, if he can keep this up as long as he's hurt, I don't know what Cat has a role here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, obviously it makes you look down the line. Obviously, understanding the importance of depth on your team as well. They did call up Leonard Miller. Obviously, Leonard is just a small forward, so it's not going to fill Cat's spot. It's going to be a little bit more of a small ball kind of, more of a small ball kind of starting lineup. But Leonard Miller, obviously, we've talked about him a lot on the pod. He is killing it in the G League right now. Gets called up again. He's been called up a few times already. And I think that his presence and also just being able to have some younger guys like Wendell Moore, I believe.
And then Jalen Clark will probably start playing here in a couple weeks. He's the kid we drafted from USC, and he had a torn Achilles.
Yep.
But who's really impressed me in his first few games in Minnesota is TJ Warren. He's played very well in the short minutes he's gotten, it's good to see. I like him more than Monty Moore. Or not Monty. Who's the guy we were going to sign from?
Markieff Morris.
Markieff Morris. Yeah. I don't know. I think TJ Warren's going to help this team a lot, especially with Cat out. But that Cat injury does suck. Because I truly think if Cat doesn't get hurt, we're a top 3 team. And I think if you disagree, you're wrong. Because Cat was shooting like 40% from 3 as a big man, as our 4. That's insane. So, I don't know, as long as you can kind of surface the water coming in without Cat and just hold where you are now, you'll be all right.
Right.
And I'm just going to say when I've seen this isn't my idea, but if we make, obviously we're going to make the playoffs, and I think that the first basket Carl makes in the postseason, if he does make one, the roof of Targetson is going to go crazy.
I bet.
The whole crowd's going to go nuts just because of how bad, how sad the injury is, because everybody was like, it's so bad for Carl, because Carl gets hurt, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's very injury prone. That's what people don't look at. He gets hurt like a lot.
Yeah, he's been here for almost 10 years. I mean, he's obviously stapled himself as one of the best Minnesota Timberwolves of all time. Obviously, we have seen what happens when we don't have him. But even on Saturday when we played Cleveland, now that was an atrocious game. Trying to keep it positive on here most of the time, but Scott Foster and his crew.
He can go to hell.
I mean,
Scott Foster can go to hell,
that
and I am
was
100% okay with saying that. He is horrible.
Yeah, it was a straight 5-possession game in overtime where we're watching the Nuggets right now. The Cavaliers were getting calls left and right, and
Jarrett Allen shot 21 free throws.
yeah,
That should never happen.
no.
Jarrett Allen. I could say that like 800 times. That's unreal, unacceptable.
Yeah, that should not happen.
But the Rudy thing at the end of the game.
That was funny.
It was funny, but was it worth $100K?
It was crazy.
$100,000.
You did the money signing, got fined $100,000, the biggest fine all year that a single player has received.
But Draymond Green choked him out, and he got $25K.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
But he also got some suspension as well. But I don't know. I mean, Rudy's done it before with the refs, so it isn't his first time.
The NBA doesn't want a small market team to be successful.
But you do also have to take into account that Anthony Edwards had 0 points in the fourth quarter. None.
Yeah. Well, it's either he's on fire in like the Pacers game, where he's 44 and he had the game-saving block.
Yep.
Or the last 2 games where he doesn't score in the second half, and you're like, holy cow! Like he is such a, I don't even know what to call it. I really don't. He's either hot or he's ice cold.
Right. Yeah, he's either this or that in a lot of games, and we need a consistent Anthony Edwards, especially with Cat being out for this long. Naz Reid, though, he had 34 that game, or 36 even, I think. It was somewhere in the mid-30s. He was hot. He was, just doing Naz Reid things.
His three-point ball is disgusting.
I know.
It's
good. Automatic.
The corner 3, you just put him in the corner, it's going in.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the Wolves right now, they're still fine. They're going to get to 50 wins. They'll be just fine. Just get in the playoffs, stay out of the play-in, obviously. You'll get Cat back, and you'll be all right. And
let it ride.
Get back to our regular scheduled program, obviously. But something that wasn't a regular scheduled program the other day, actually yesterday, the Wild playing against... who do they play? I was watching the game too.
Nashville,
John
yes,
Hines, the Predators. The mustard jerseys. Yeah, it was pretty crazy what happened. It's one of the few Wild games that I've watched this year.
It's probably one of those times, the first time that I didn't watch the game and you actually watched the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was
that
on.
That surprises the hell out of me that you actually watched the game.
It was on. Austin and I were like, we gotta watch the end of it. And I went to go grab a jersey of his because obviously I don't have one. I threw that puppy on when overtime came on, and it was 3-on-3, as usual. That's how overtime goes. I'm pretty sure. That's how it always goes. And then I don't know. See, this is like the second game I've watched all year. And
then you watch more of Taylor Heisey than you have.
Well, I mean, do you blame me? But then they pulled their goalie, and I thought, what's going on here? That's kind of that's pretty risky.
John Hines' explanation of it was right on point.
I mean,
1 point doesn't get you shit right now.
I mean, he had big huevos, that's for sure.
You can just say balls.
Yeah, fine.
Balls sound
more
manly than huevos.
Well, I'm just,
Come on now.
Well, I mean, if you want to say it for me, go ahead. But yeah, I mean, to me, I thought that was just the craziest thing ever. I don't know. I don't watch enough hockey to...
Did you pay attention on Friday?
No.
You know who we traded away or no?
No.
Yeah, Dewey 1 and 2 are gone, sadly. But it had to happen. Patty Maroon is gone. But now we have to make the playoffs because we didn't trade Flower. If we don't make the playoffs and Flower's streak ends, I'm actually going to be mad because it's going to be another Minnesota curse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was again, that's just the one game that I saw. That is
I know.
You know?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The guy that we were talking about from overseas, he's going to make his debut tomorrow, probably on the third or fourth line. I don't know. You just got to let it ride. You got to keep winning. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's really all you got to say about the Wild is I can't really go on a big spiel here because I talk by myself, and it seems like I'm talking to myself.
Wow.
But I'm sorry. All due respect to you, but I really don't know. You know?
I know. It's usually how it goes.
It's usually the 2 minutes.
The Wild segment's a power play for us, and that's about it.
2 minutes is a very long time, though.
So yeah, I mean, but then another power play here, even though it's not the right sport. We do have the Twins as well. I mean, come on, like
2 weeks from Thursday.
Transition guy, you know.
2 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully they do well. That's all I'm gonna say. Apparently Detroit's gonna win 100 games this year. So.
Really?
That's what everybody's projecting them. Is that one of their pitchers is gonna win the Cy Young, and the Twins are gonna take third in the division because apparently like Kansas City and Detroit are all of a sudden good now. I don't know.
Well, that question will be answered right away at the start of the season, opening day. Go down to Kansas City.
Wait, you know we play Kansas City opening
Yes,
weekend?
I do know
Oh,
that.
got a baby.
Yes.
Look at this.
At what's
Broadening
their
the horizon.
stadium? Kauffman, is it called?
Kauffman Stadium. I have been there before.
Really?
I watched Brian Dozier hit a home run in person.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's tremendous.
Tremendous.
Sorry.
We don't need to get in politics.
Don't need to get in politics. We are far from knowing any of that. Then they come right back up to Minnesota and play them again, right?
Nope.
No?
Cleveland.
Well,
Cleveland and then the Dodgers. So.
Oof.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's hard to talk. I don't know. I could talk about the Twins a lot. And can you?
I could just sit here and say, yeah. Of course, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much everything about the Wolves, other than the Wolves and Vikings. That's what you say to me.
Well, yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Cam.
This is like
I'm being mean to you.
This is like a subtle, jab to the
I'm
balls
very emotional
right now.
today, Cam. If you haven't been telling, I'm very emotional.
This is an emotional podcast,
Yeah,
someone once said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it me or you?
No, well, there was also a comment that said we're too emotional as well.
Yeah. TikTok. Get a job. If you're on TikTok, you don't have a job. So. But yeah, I really don't know the Twins. If Buxton can stay healthy, they'll be scary. But that's a huge if. But I don't know. Royce Lewis is probably going to hit 40.
The amount of times I saw the Buxton triples tweet, I don't know what it was.
Well, did you see his triple when they played? Who did they play? I think they played No, they played the Yankees. Because Nestor Cortez wore, demi cleats or something, and everybody was, oohing and eyeing about it. And then Buxton hit, a ball into the right field corner, and he, jogged to third base. He wasn't even running, and he got to third. And he hit a home run. But it's spring training, so it doesn't count. So who cares?
Yeah.
It's good to see him healthy, though. That's very impactful.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I saw, someone reply to it saying, imagine seeing this in October or sometime later in the season, and I was just like,
if he can stay off the shelf, he'll do it.
A dream is all it could be.
I really don't know. Hopefully the starting pitching can be well again this year.
Of course.
But I really think the meat and the bones of the podcast is going to come up right now. So give me 30 seconds to do a wardrobe change.
Well. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Just stay now.
Who could it be?
You gotta fill time. I talk.
Yeah, I'm
putting it
Oh,
on.
sorry. Well,
you just going ooh ah. I put it on back.
I'm trying to act surprised that I didn't know this beforehand.
Oh, sorry.
But whatever,
All right.
Well, this is
Here comes the 35 to an hour portion of the show.
Here comes the tears.
You want to announce it, or do you want me to?
Guys.
Well, you don't need it. He's gone.
He's gone.
He got an absolute bag.
He fleeced the Falcons. I'm just gonna say.
He didn't fleece them that hard, but still, he got the bag. It's only $45 million a year.
If you want to keep going, go ahead, because I have a spiel.
He's a Hall of Fame negotiator. Okay. I love Kirk. But if you look at the way the contract's set up, it's 2 years for $45 million. Then the rest of the stuff, like it's kind of like the way Thielen's deal is set up. It's like 1 year you get a bunch of money. So the first 2 years of the deal you get a bunch of money, and then they're going to cut him after the first 2 years. He's only going to be there for 2 years.
Yes, but he is guaranteed $90 million in 2024.
Yeah, I know.
That is 2 times as much as $45 million for 2 years.
I can't. As soon as he was gone, I didn't really give a shit what he got. He could have gotten $1 billion, and I would have been like, oh, cool, he's gone. He's not here.
Yeah. Yeah, Kwesi wasn't going to make that signing. He was not going to make that offer. There was a fake report, I think, out there that said that we had an offer on the table for 2 years, $38 million per year. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't what he was looking for, obviously. Kirk was looking for somewhat of a long-term contract with guaranteed money and obviously somewhat of a decent salary per year, and that's exactly what he got from the Falcons. I thought it'd happen right away because tampering in the NFL, it happens. It's just, teams don't get in trouble unless if they're tampering with the GOAT, a.k.a. the Miami Dolphins a few years ago. But, yeah, Kirk got a 4-year, $180 million contract with $100 million guaranteed. He had $50 million as a signing bonus, and it's for 4 years, which was the first thing that I noticed.
That's what he wanted.
I thought that was crazy.
He wanted the length. That's why he left.
Yeah.
He didn't want to accept a 1-year deal.
That is absolutely crazy. I think the Falcons really didn't have to pay that much for him. I think they were bidding against themselves, and I don't think they had to go as high as they did. Because obviously we knew that the Patriots were out, we knew that the Broncos were out, and we knew...
Well, I don't know how... The Broncos weren't out, I don't think. I think it was mainly between us and Atlanta, and I think we truly wanted to sign him to a 1 to 2 year deal, and Kirk wanted the length.
It came down to the structure of the deal also. I mean, he wanted guaranteed money and a good amount of guaranteed money as well, and that's exactly what he got. Kirk is a businessman. If he plays all 4 years, that's $400 million he's made in his career for being good.
So now we're just gonna flame him now because he's not here.
I'm just saying he's a businessman.
Atlanta's gonna be good. Atlanta's gonna be really good next year.
It's easy to be good in a division that sucks.
I know, but they're gonna be good because they have the 8th pick that they can draft literally anybody with now.
Yeah, well, I know, but I don't know. I would see a receiver there. Otherwise, I'm sure Raheem's going to want his defensive player.
You know what? I don't care about Atlanta. We got to figure out what we're going to do back home. What the hell? Because I did not want to watch Sam Darnold, Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall.
Well, I hate to tell you.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I hate to tell you, but the Vikings did offer Darnold a contract.
Thank God it's not Russell Wilson, though. For the love of God. I am very happy with that he went to, where'd he go, Pittsburgh?
Why don't you want Russ?
Because I hate Russell Wilson. He's just like Kirk. He wants the money, and he's all about himself.
He signed for $1 million.
Yeah, because he's getting 39 from Denver.
Well, it's not his fault.
Oh, is it his fault he sucked in Denver?
I mean, he didn't have a bad year last year.
2 years ago he did. 2 years ago he was horrible.
Well, I mean, he had arguably the worst head coach.
But I love it that Butthole Eyes is there, and it's terrible. So it's the greatest thing ever.
Mr. Sean Payton.
I hate Sean Payton. You know what happened if Kirk would have went to Denver and him and Butthole Eyes would have teamed up? That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Kirk's such a nice guy, and then you have Sean Payton.
Yeah.
God, I hate Sean Payton. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be weird seeing Kirk in the black and red, and then also...
Is he going to wear number 8?
That's the thing, is I don't know what number he's going to wear. Oh, number 12? Or is that just because of the edits and the graphics?
It's because of the edits.
I don't know. At Michigan State, he wore 8 as well, so that's out of the window as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he wore 12 at his first year in Washington, so maybe. I don't know. I don't think unless if Kyle Pitts goes to like 84 or something like that, his college number.
Kirk could just be like, Kyle Pitts, here's $1 million, let me wear 8.
So. Yeah, I mean, he obviously can spend it, so. But yeah, let's we gave Kirk his spotlight. We'll miss him. But
the biggest thing is like, okay, so I liked Kirk. I obviously wanted him back, but now that he's gone, like now is like the time where like Lacey and Kevin O'Connell like need to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because like they understand like from their perspective, like if they trade up and it doesn't work, they're gonna be on the hot seat. Like if Lacey gives up 2 first-round picks to get in the top 3, he's going to be on the hot seat if it doesn't turn out.
Right.
But if it does turn out, he's going to look like a genius.
Of course. I think
he just made him he put himself in a high-pressured situation, which as a GM you kind of want to make a big splash.
Sure.
And I think this is going to be his big splash, his quarterback of the future.
Yeah, of course. I think he made really good moves today. Wasted no time going after Jonathan Grenard today, the edge from the Houston Texans. Had 12.5 sacks last year. Is 26 years old, going to be 27 this year. Gave him a 4-year, $76 million contract with $42 million guaranteed, so it isn't as bad as you would think when you look at it directly. Then about
back to that signing. It's another one of the Kwesi contracts because he's a 2020 second-round pick, so it's his first big contract.
Right, yeah.
And Kwesi loves doing that, like Marcus Davenport. I hate Marcus Davenport.
Yeah, he went to Detroit. He'll probably play good now, or actually play. Played
good for us.
Yeah, when he did play. The second signing, Andrew Van Ginkel from Miami, which Miami lost a lot today. Kind of feel bad for them. Gink, he's going to be able to play on the edge. He'll play off ball as well. 28 years young. Signed him for a 2-year, $20 million deal, $14 million guaranteed. So again,
I like that contract.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, when he was coming out of college, he actually played for 3 different colleges. He played for South Dakota, then he went to Iowa Western for a little bit, and then went to Wisconsin for 2 seasons, I believe.
He's a Badger?
He is a Badger. But he performed really well at the Combine. He's athletic. He's quick off the edge. A lot of Miami fans were pretty mad that they lost him, which is a good sign.
They have no money.
Yeah.
So Miami fans would be mad.
True.
Like, did you see the guard from Miami?
Yeah, Robert Hunt, he got a lot today. Massive. But obviously that was a Flores signing there. And I definitely see more decisions coming from him as well, especially in the draft. And then the last signing of the day, Blake Cashman coming home.
I wanted him, and we got him.
The Eden Prairie Eagle, the Minnesota Gopher, went to the Jets as a 5th rounder 5 years ago, and then was there as a special teamer for a little bit. Went to the Texans, competed for the starting linebacker spot. He got it. Once DeMeco Ryans came, he ended up being the 5th best PFF-rated linebacker last year. So
he's going to be starting next to Ivan Pace.
And I think this helps out a lot because I think the whole idea now is to really bring pressure. And I think that if you have an off-ball linebacker like Cashman who can hold his own, Pace is going to have more opportunities to blitz.
Yes.
And that sounds good to me.
And then that Van Ginkel, he was rated as like the 8th best pass rusher from PFF.
Yeah, him and Grenard had high pressure ratings last year.
It's good. You know, the defense is going to look good now that Kirk's gone, you know. First year that we're post-Kirk, we're going to have a good defense, which is good.
Yeah.
His defense was okay last year.
Yeah, so everything else as far as rumors, the Vikings have inquired about L'Jarius Sneed here and there. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to happen because I'm sure it's going to be a first-rounder they're going to have to give up.
And we're going to have to pay him, too.
That, too.
We still have to pay 18.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, with all these signings that have happened today, you kind of forget the main one that you need to take care of.
You have to, because now that Kirk's gone, he's just going to think, like, play under this year, and then what would he be, a free agent next year? Or 2 years?
Who, JJ?
Yeah.
He's going into the final year of his contract.
That scares me.
But you gotta create some more money, and by that you do have to ask Mr. Harrison Smith to take a pay cut.
He might be gone.
He might be gone, which is, it sucks, but again, that has to happen, especially when you get to the ripe age of 35 years old.
Can I just ask what the hell is going on?
There's a dog just climbing. Is he about to take a shit on them shoes? Oh, no, he just said, okay.
He was running around his crotch earlier.
Yeah, he was. I mean, and
back to
DeAndre
football.
Ayton. Okay.
DeAndre Ayton, I hate you. Back to football.
But yeah, like I was saying, with JJ, I mean, he's going to need a lot. You got to create more cap space. I'm surprised Dean Lowry hasn't been cut yet because that guy's not good at all. It was a bad Kwesi signing last year.
Dean Lowry? Yeah, we got...
Like I said, you got to be able to create cap space in some way, and that means that cutting players that you wish that they would just never grow old,
Honestly, as much as I love Harrison, the band's gone.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's gone. Like, he's the last one, so if you cut him and he goes somewhere to try to win a ring, I respect Harry enough where go play somewhere. Go to Kansas City, take a cheap contract and go win a ring. Honestly, let's make him a Hall of Famer. If he's not a Viking his whole career, it sucks. Like, I really want him to be a Viking his whole career, but he's earned it. He's earned his chance to go win. I mean, we haven't been to the conference championship game since 2017.
It's true.
And he's been here through everything, so.
It's what a wise man once said. It's time for a new beginning.
Yeah, I don't want. It's going to be weird, like, seeing Kendricks and Diggs and Thielen and Kirk and all them people leave. Harrison's been here forever. Like, Harrison, his first years were in the Dome, so he's a little bit different than everybody else.
Right.
It'd be sad to see him go, but if, like I said, if he goes somewhere and he wins a ring and that gets him in the Hall of Fame, let him go do that.
I didn't even see a lot of buzz around Hicks signing with Cleveland either. It's like nobody really cared.
But he got money. He got dirt. It was dirt cheap, $4 million a year.
Yeah.
But I think Cashman fits us a little bit better, and he's younger too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hicks was good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's a really good contract for Cleveland. Because now they have a part of the Vikings with Za'Darius and Hicks as Kevin Stefanski's group.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's tough to say. But I think, like, Hicks is good. Like, don't get me wrong. When he was hurt for those, what was he out, 5 games? You could tell our defense was a little different, because they're starting
leg filleted open, and Marcus Davenport just, Yeah,
I don't know, though. I like the Cashman signing a lot, but you gotta keep making moves because we were 7-10 for a reason, and then now you've arguably lost your best offensive player. So I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, that dog. It's tough seeing all the guys that we grew up watching, that we saw get drafted on draft night 8 years ago, and that historic class with Kendricks, Barr, and Diggs as well.
Barr and Kendricks are both free agents, by the way.
Yep.
And did you see that JJ Vikings on Twitter was like, bring them back? And then like people were like, you can't do that. You got to get younger.
He got heat for it.
Which is good, though, because Kendricks isn't what he was. Barr isn't what he was. I mean, everybody's old.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's a part of getting older.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, someone that is getting older, that's a team cut for another guy that was a big signing today, actually, is the Packers. They signed Josh Jacobs and cut Aaron Jones, who the Vikings are now interested in signing.
Okay, we can go that way. I was going to say bring up because we were talking about defense, but we can get to that later.
Well, I figured we got to everybody we did.
Well, I was gonna talk about how we wanted Christian Wilkins, but he went to.
Go ahead.
He got
a bag.
We wanted Christian Wilkins. Everybody's like, we need to shore up the interior defensive line, get somebody like Kevin Williams, like because that's when the defense was good. And we were looking at Christian Wilkins, and everybody. I made it seem like everybody wanted him, and we were gonna give him a contract offer. But what he got from Vegas, that's another one of those deals where you're like, he got how much? What did he get? He got 86 guaranteed and 110 total over 4 years?
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is insane.
And he's 28, too.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes our contract for the guy we got from Houston even better.
Yeah, and when you look at like what Danielle Hunter's asking too, I mean, we got 2 solid pass rushers who are younger, and we fill holes because I don't think one of them's going to be back now. I really don't think so.
I honestly, like, coming off an injury like that, I could see him coming back just because this is all he knows, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you think Danielle will play football next year?
I think Danielle is probably going to go to the Rams, or I would say he'd try to get to a contender. I would say.
I honestly could see him staying in the division, going to either Detroit or Chicago.
Chicago would be a nightmare if he went there. Detroit won't be able to afford him because they got to extend Amon-Ra and Penei Sewell as well, and Jared Goff if they wanted to. I don't see that happening, but I do see Chicago happening, which could suck big time.
You got to remember, it's the Bears still.
Yeah, but it is Danielle Hunter.
I know, but he is 30.
Well, yeah, but
I really don't think. I think he's, like you said, I think he's gonna want to go somewhere and win right away. You know, because he's a defensive lineman. He doesn't know when it's over, especially with his injury past. So I don't know. I don't like the rumors to the Niners. He'd have to go to the Niners for like very, very cheap.
Yeah.
And if he wants 30 plus a year, the Niners aren't going to give him that.
You know, another guy that I was thinking about too when he got cut, Eric Armstead. I mean, it kind of depends on how much he's asking, but
True.
It's a good spot right there. I think he work as a 3-tech. Probably not a nose tackle, but he doesn't have enough power for that. But a 3-tech right there with Harrison Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
I do want Jaquelin Roy to get time too. I really do. But
I don't know.
It's tough because then you say you want to trade for L'Jarius Sneed, but then you got Andrew Booth, who I still think has a lot of potential, and so you gotta have to let those guys play.
What about a Caleb Evans?
It's tough. Caleb just needs to
sweet last name, but it's not.
He needs to get off. He just needs to get off social media and focus on him, and you know, I think he's a great tackling machine as far as a corner, but. You know, he got benched how many times last year? I mean...
Well, the Lions game, the last game of the year, where he just, like, let him just walk right past him, Amon-Ra. Just, like, let him get by him. It's like, you're in man, dude. You just have to guard the one guy in front of you, and he didn't do that. Yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot. Yeah. This is day one of free agency, so obviously not close to being done. But,
of course not.
I don't know. Do you know how much money we have left?
I don't. I have not checked. I think we started with about 36 mil. I would probably say in the teens somewhere, I would probably assume. So I think tomorrow it's not going to be much. The only thing I could see is, like I said, I mean, maybe Aaron Jones, maybe another running back.
I would like Aaron Jones. As much as I hated him when he was in Green Bay, I think he'd be nice, but you got to pay him cheap. You know what I'm saying? Because we cut Madison and everything because we wanted the running back room to be cheap. And if you go give Aaron Jones $5 to $7 million, it's like, kind of going back on your word.
It's kind of like a Favre thing, though. I mean, if he wants to come here to get revenge on Green Bay for letting him go or something, then
sweet.
You know, I still think he's got good football in him. He's not much of a pass catching threat, maybe.
Would you rather have him or a guy like J.K. Dobbins or
Dobbins is both of them are an injury.
Nixon.
I mean, Dobbins and Jones are somewhat made. I mean, more so Dobbins than Jones, but Dobbins made of glass, and Jones. I mean, he's hurt here and there, and that's why they brought. For the moment, I thought that's why they brought in Josh Jacobs, was to have both of them, so then you could take carries away and split carries just like they did with him and Dillon. But Joe Mixon would probably be the best fit, as long as he stays out of trouble, obviously.
But he's going to want money, I think.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, I think he's got to realize that the reason that the Bengals cut him was because of money, and so I think he's only going to get his opportunity if he takes less.
Okay.
So, I did see a Bengals fan today, also. He said, T. Higgins for Justin Jefferson. We'll do whatever we can to get him. I said,
give me T. Higgins for Justin Jefferson and 3 first-round picks.
You can slide Joe Burrow in there, too, if you'd like.
I'm kidding, because we're delusional. We think we're going to get 4 first-round picks for JJ. Remember that comment?
Yeah, it's probably just like 1 at this point, because whoever gets him is going to have to sign him to that big extension.
Pay him, because he deserves it. And now that everybody's gone, you got to pay him.
Everybody says you can't give a receiver that much money, but when it's Justin Jefferson, I don't think you have a choice.
And the trajectory that this offseason is going at is we're going to have a rookie quarterback either starting this year or a second-year quarterback start next year. So I really do think they're going to trade up now. So use the rookie quarterback contract for Jefferson.
Right.
Like, that's what like KO and Kwesi are thinking of. Is like you're going to have to pay 18, so have J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, etc. on a rookie contract.
You could just sign J.J. to like a 4-year, and then once that 4 year's done with, he'll be like 29. You can let him go at that point, and then you can give that money to the rookie quarterback that you drafted.
Or you just give J.J. a 10-year blank check and tell him to fill in the rest of it, make him a Viking for life.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I mean, receivers don't really do that well into their mid-30s. I mean, the game is changing, so it's. I mean, Chris Carter did play at 35 and 98.
Chris Carter was a man amongst boys.
Or 33. I don't know, one of the two. Either way, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but a 10-year contract for a wide receiver is absurd.
Just putting out speculation, like Score North.
We don't need to be Snore North.
Because, Score North they're probably having champagne and wine right now. They're happy as hell.
Yeah. The biggest anti-Kirk advocators ever. They got what they wanted, and I hope that they do not complain about whoever's in at quarterback. Because
I can see them like making a video like, damn, Sam Darnold through 7 games is playing like booty.
Yeah.
It's time for the rookie quarterback. Well, this is what you wanted. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, I really don't know. What do you want? Trade for Justin Fields? I don't know.
So, assuming that the top 3 picks this year, with the Bears, with Washington, and with the Patriots.
The Patriots are going QB now. They gave Mac Jones away for free.
Yeah.
So I kind of find it hard if they take Marvin Harrison. They did sign Jacoby Brissett today, but still I don't think he's their future.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to get up in the top 3. I think at 11, you either trade back and you accumulate more picks and go grab somebody like Penix in the top of the 2nd, or maybe even Bo Nix too. Unless if you can wait for JJ at 11, then do it. But
I truly think they're going to trade up.
I don't know, because there's still more holes to be filled.
I know, but the biggest hole right now is your quarterback.
Yeah.
You can't, that's the biggest hole right now is, I don't know. I seen something today. Trade 11 to 5 and 2 firsts for Justin Herbert. And then have, what's his name, take J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, but that's an even bigger contract than Kirk.
But Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson would be
you gotta abide by the league rules. You're not going to be able to afford them.
I know. It's just fun to speculate, because now any quarterback could come here, and I would love it, because we don't know what we're going to do now, Yeah. I truly think in my heart that they are going to trade up, and I think they are going to do it before draft night.
Before, not on?
Yep, I think they are going to trade up before to get to wherever they think that one of the 4 quarterbacks will go. And I don't know if they're going to go higher, like if they go up to 2 because they like Jaden Daniels over Drake May or J.J. McCarthy. You know what I mean?
Well, they need to secure themselves in the top 4 for sure to get the top 4.
I would say top 5 because I think Marvin Harrison to Arizona is a lock.
Right, but you still have other teams behind them, like New York, Denver, Vegas. They could all trade up as well. You got to protect yourself from other teams getting ahead of you.
But I think that if you trade up to 5 with the Chargers, I think you'd be fine. Because I think the first 3 picks are going to be quarterbacks, and then Arizona would take Marvin Harrison, and then we'd be at 5, and then we'd take the 4th quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope so. Now, if we do draft that rookie quarterback, do you throw him in right away?
No, you
No?
don't. You can't. But I don't know.
So
Maybe.
what's stopping us from re-signing Nick Mullins and just having him?
Well, he's under contract, I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think because right now the quarterback room looks like Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall. So honestly, for me,
Just don't do shit and just go draft your quarterback.
draft your quarterback and start Jaron Hall week 1.
Jaron Hall?
Yeah.
Not Nick?
Yeah.
I'd start Nick Mullins over Jaron Hall.
Why not? Because if you start Jaron Hall and he balls out to the trade deadline, then you can trade him, you can get draft capital back for him. We've seen what we got out of Nick Mullins. We've seen a half and a drive out of 2 drives out of Jaron Hall.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Nick Mullins gives you the best chance to win. I mean, even in the 2 games that he played. He's an interception machine. He's got to get that under control. But I mean, he did throw 400 yards.
Or we could bring back Josh Jobs.
Yeah, I like Jaron Hall a little bit better.
What about the Pasternak? Come on now, let's go to NASA. Let's get weird.
No, he's the run.
It's
Not the pass, because he cannot pass.
It's not weird. Wild.
It's Cat.
He's got a meniscus in that. Wow.
Yeah, how'd he do that?
There's like 300 milligrams of caffeine in those things. But I don't know. It's a lot because like you said, that you made a good point there. Because if we trade up for a quarterback, you're gonna give up your future one next year, and if we're bad, it's gonna be the Bears or the Panthers all over again, and that's what I don't want.
Yeah, so I think you got to trade if
because day one, I think Caleb starts in Chicago. Day one, I think Jaden Daniels or whoever's in Washington starts. And then I think New England's going to start Brissett until they think their quarterback's ready.
So Justin Fields
I think he's going to get traded.
To us?
I don't know at this point.
Offer a 3rd or a 4th?
We don't have a 3rd this year, so it'd have to be next year.
Yeah.
Would you give up both of our 4s for him?
Yeah.
Both of our 4s?
I think he's got really... I think the Bears would make a mistake getting rid of him. I think that he's got a lot of talent. I think he just needs to polish up his throwing. That's all it is. I mean, he's so dangerous on the run. I don't think he's a bad quarterback at all. I think he's got a horrible coaching staff around him that cannot develop him.
If we would trade for Justin Fields, would you start Nick Mullins week 1 still?
No.
And kind of treat Justin Fields like a rookie and make sure he knows our system and everything right before we just throw him in?
No.
Or do you think we let him ride from day one?
I think Fields gives us a better chance to win than Mullins. I think he'll be able to learn the offense just fine. And honestly, I mean, KOC's got to find a good balance to where he needs to tailor the offense towards what he wants and towards what this new quarterback's strength is going to be. He couldn't get it done with Dobbs because Dobbs could not.
Well, Dobbs sucks.
Dobbs could not throw, but I think Fields has a better arm, and I feel that he just has a little bit of developing to do. And
if you watch his Ohio State tape, he was disgusting in Ohio State.
Yeah.
And we have that pretty much the same skill level on offense as Ohio State. Mm-hmm. We have 2 nuts receivers. We got 2 good tackles. The running back room is very replaceable.
Yeah.
But Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, and Ty Chandler can get it done.
Yeah. Cam Akers yet to be signed yet.
But he's restricted, so whatever he gets, we can match.
True.
So.
Nothing on Dalton Reisner.
I think we need to bring him back.
Yeah.
But I really don't know.
Yeah. As far as the draft, it's you would think that we're gonna trade up. I don't know if Kwesi wants to do that. I think because Kwesi has us lined up for $100 million next offseason to spend, which is fantastic.
So you're just gonna let Nick Mullins ride for 16 games?
Well, I think that you do, because here's the thing. I like Michael Penix. I do. You can't judge him for one game that he played horribly in. He didn't have an offensive line, and he was going up against one of the best defenses in college football. Yes, he does have a bad injury history, a weird arm slot, whatever. But I think that he's super accurate, and he had a pretty good combine as well. I think that if you could trade back and not do a 2022 Kwesi trade where he doesn't get anything else out of it, I say that you trade back in the first, and this is a draft class where you can do so. There's a good amount of talent to where you can trade back. I'd say you accumulate another second round pick and use those two to get back up and go draft if Penix is still there, or even Bo Nix, because Bo Nix isn't that bad either. That's about it.
If we don't get a quarterback in the first round, I want Byron Murphy very badly.
I like Byron Murphy.
Newton from Illinois, but I think he's going to be the first one off the board.
I think the Tavondre Sweat on day 2, that would be awesome, or Braden Fisk too. Edge, I think we're pretty set. I don't think we need to worry about that. If there is a corner on the board and his name is Quinyon Mitchell, I would take him.
Or Kool-Aid.
Or Terry and Arnold. That's about it. But corner, we still have guys to develop, so I don't think it's a number one thing.
Would you trade back if JJ's there at 11, which is very unlikely?
No, if JJ's there at 11, you take him. Because then you don't have to give up anything. If he falls right into our lap, I mean, what's the point of trading back?
He's not gonna.
That's having bigger balls than when Rick traded back when he had Darisaw right in his hands and still traded back to 23.
That year that Vera Tucker was better than coming out, I guess, than Darisaw, but Vera Tucker isn't very good anymore.
No. Well, not as good as Darisaw.
No,
but
Darisaw's top.
And we're thankful for the Raiders taking Alex Leatherwood that year as well.
And Henry Ruggs when we picked JJ. I had to say it.
Yeah.
Speed kills. Yeah. You gonna say anything after that? I was gonna try to hide that as much as I could.
But yeah.
It does. It does kill.
It does. Yeah, the Raiders are known for taking some very weird selections in the draft. Actually, it is long ago. About 15 years ago, they took Darius Hayward-Bay in the first round just for running fast.
They like speed.
About 24 years ago, they took Sebastian Janikowski in the first round because...
Dude, he was nuts, dude. He cooked for like 20 years.
I shit you not, that happened. They took Sebastian Janikowski in the first round.
Wasn't it at like 11 or 12? Wasn't it like really high?
It was early because they were losing a bunch of playoff games because of kickers.
Hey, you find a need, you got to draft it high.
Then they took Clellan Farrell at 3. I think it was Mayock's first draft. They took...
But you can't be mad for missing on top 5 picks.
I don't... Who? Quarterback?
Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell, Damon Arnett, who got arrested as well. Just a bunch of obscure picks. They did end up finding Max Crosby in the 4th round, though, so I guess that's great. Other than that, I mean, the Raiders, I don't know. It seems like very surprising every single year. There's some breaking news from APC. I've never heard of APC before. There's some optimism that a deal will get done between the Vikings and free agent Aaron Jones, per Aaron Wilson. I like the sound of that. Obviously for the right price, but
I mean, if you...
2 FUs from running backs, if that were the case. Saquon Barkley to the Giants and Aaron Jones to Green Bay, even though both of their previous teams would have done them dirty. So,
Saquon makes sense, though, because people forget Saquon went to Penn State. So he's just going home.
That's true.
Essentially.
If he is from Philly, yeah.
But I really don't know. If we sign Aaron Jones and we sign Brandon Powell back...
I forgot about Powell. Yep, need him back. That's a Kwesi signing there.
I really think that they're going to trade up. I really think that their whole... Because like I said earlier, I really, truly think they knew Kirk was gone at the Combine. The way Kevin O'Connell talked about everything about Kirk and how, we love Kirk, we want him back, but we know that Kirk's deserved free agency and stuff, and he's going to get other teams to look at him.
Yeah.
As soon as he said that, I kind of was like, they know, there's a good chance that he is not here next year.
Mm-hmm.
And now I truly think they're going to, like we said during the season, they want their quarterback in the future. And I think they want one of the 4 big dogs. They want one of the 4. I don't know which one. It looks like probably Drake May or J.J. McCarthy. but I truly think that they're gonna, if they want it, they're gonna have to trade up, and they're gonna have to give a lot for him.
Yeah. I think you're right with that. The most ready quarterback out of all of them is Caleb Williams for sure. I just don't think that the Bears are going to trade. I mean, I think they'll trade the first overall pick. There's a good chance, but I don't think it'd be to us.
Let's just say, what if the rumors are true and the Bears really like J.J. McCarthy? They take him at 1. Jaden Daniels goes 2. Would you trade up to 3 to get Caleb Williams?
Yes, of course. You got to do everything you can. I don't know. You give up a lot. I mean, Caleb Williams, I know he's got a bad attitude, but pairing him with Jordan Addison again, and just him having a good offense around him as well will really help. And I think it's not as bad as people are saying it will be. For the case, it's cool. That'd be awesome if we got Caleb. The number 13 is wide open, ready for him.
You're not going to retire it for Blake Pro? He could win American Idol. I think he should retire that number.
The number 13 is wide open for Caleb Williams to come in and grab it. So, I'm just saying.
Is number 9 open?
Yes.
What about number 10?
No. That's Fran's number.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's good.
Yeah. So, I don't know what Drake May would do, but...
11.
Najee.
1.
No. Okay. He's not coming back. Oh, I would be surprised if Greg Joseph found a team.
For Blake Cashman's sake, I hope the first game of the year they do I'm Coming Home. And the first game. And they play I'm Coming Home. Like they did for KG. I hope they do that for Blake Cashman.
Yeah. That would be cool.
And next year when they trade for Antoine Winfield Jr. Because I'm never going to give that up. We got one gopher. We're going to get Carter Coughlin. Then we're going to get Bateman. If he wears number 0.
Yeah, then we're going to draft Brevin Spanford.
We need a tight end. Austin would be very happy if we drafted Brevin Spanford.
He's expressed his...
I've received texts from Austin during Gopher games that Brevin Spanford cannot catch the football and that he is overhyped.
He had a surprisingly high ROS score.
I don't know what ROS is. I know what Riz is. My Riz is high, but I don't know what ROS is.
Yes, Kokieft.
Good call, J-Mo.
Kokieft, yes. Daniel Falele.
He doesn't play in Baltimore.
He starts for
I don't
Baltimore.
think he does.
Yes, he does.
Austin, look that up.
Chris Almonville.
Well, he'll just stay in college for another 7 years, so.
Yeah. I think he's going to opt
And, of course, the one and only Tanner Morgan. He'll fix our quarterback issues.
We need a wide receiver 4, Tyler Johnson.
Ethan, declare for the draft. He'll be a 16th round pick.
No, he's going to Rutgers. He's going to beat us in Rutgers now. So
yes, Rutgers.
Very
good program.
What else do we have, really?
We just have faith and trust in Kwesi himself, and he'll get the job done. Today was an excellent day for the future of what this team is going to look like. I hope that tomorrow's, just as good. With the signing of Aaron Jones, I can already see it now.
And Xavier Howard.
I
think they're gonna sign him
on a cheap deal. And yeah, then you in the draft you draft for interior defensive lineman and a quarterback. And I'm just, a perfect scenario is you wait at 11 to get a quarterback, otherwise you trade back, and then at 42 you draft either Tavondre Sweat, Chris Jenkins.
Will you be mad if we trade up?
No.
Even if we do give next year 1 away?
You have to give away next year 1.
What about 26 1?
That depends. It depends. That's all I'm saying.
Because, if you think about it, we did trade a first-round pick for a game and a half on a Bradford, so... That
was not Kwesi, though.
I know, but I'm just saying Vikings history. We traded a first-round pick for Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
I think if Sam Bradford stays healthy, that team is even better.
True.
Because I think a healthy Sam Bradford in 2017, we go crazy.
Well, even the year before he was healthy, we started out 5-0. And then that song came out.
The rap song. And
Kings of the North.
But whenever you get a bunch of white kids singing a rap song about a football team, it's going to go downhill fast.
Yeah. Well, with that note.
You want to end it?
You got anything else to say?
No.
Other than I'm pre-ordering my J.J. McCarthy jersey.
I already got a Cashman jersey on the way, so...
And then I have an Ivan Pace 0 jersey as well.
He's not going to switch.
He'll switch.
He's not going to.
It's wide open.
Because they're going to trade for Rashad Bateman. He's going to do 0 tolerance again in Minnesota.
Yep. 0 for...
0 tolerance.
0 catches and 0 touchdowns.
I don't know. This is just going to go down a rabbit hole, so I think we should end it here.
I think we should.
All right, well, this was episode 26 of the Bold North Sports Podcast. It's probably our shortest one in a while, but...
It's still an hour, but...
We'll pump out content.
Yeah, we'll make sure to get you guys some content on TikTok that I'm sure we will get a ton of positive feedback for.
Also, yeah, breaking news. The Twitter or the Facebook has been made. I made a Facebook.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
You didn't even tell me.
Nope, I didn't. I went on Facebook one day and it looked like I already created it, so now I just have to add a logo to it, and we'll have it on our Facebook.
It is no longer a running joke.
It's over.
We finally figured it out. How to run Facebook.
It's not that hard. I'm gonna use that as a burner on the Viking fan pages. I think I don't even know now. Because all the Viking fans want a Kirk gone, so now they don't really have anything to bitch about.
It's true.
Like, what the hell is... How is Phil Mackey going to make his money now? Because he can't come on here. Kirk Cousins makes $45 million and we can't win. That's all he did for all last year.
Yep.
Didn't even feel bad that he tore his Achilles. But I'm going to miss Julie for sure. You know?
Did you miss Caitlin when Adam left?
Yes. Caitlin is a smoke show. But to bring in the new chicks, Blake Cashman's girlfriend's kind of hot too. And she's from the state as well. So bonus points.
Well, Josie, if you're watching.
Mara for him. Hey, we got to talk about chicks. I mean, it makes it look like we're not gay. You know? God.
If you reach the end of this podcast, please do not report us.
No, we're fine. I don't care. It's good.
Usually, all of you don't get past the first 3 minutes, so I think we're good.
Well, remember when we talked about Puka Nakua? You know, remember that?
I did. I accidentally left that in.
Accidentally, my butt.
I did. I just forgot. So, whoops.
I don't know, though. And we didn't even mention it. It's tourney time for the Gophers. Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, they'll probably win a game.
Maybe.
And then that'll be it.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, well, yeah, this is getting really, really bad. So we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for